Hello, and welcome to Life Stories and Systems, a podcast where we talk about what's really going on in our homes, our lives, what's working, what's messy, and what we are figuring out along the way.
Hi, I'm Meredy, and I help people make sense of their spaces and their photos.
And I'm Carla, and I help women bring clarity and organization to the things that matter most. This month, we're doing an update episode. I'm not sure if you're aware, but July 2nd was a halfway day, as in marking really the halfway point through the year. So we thought it was a perfect time to update you on all things Clear, Curate, and Connect.
Yeah, absolutely.
Exciting. Yep. So on the Clear side, that's me. We have we have an exciting update on the Clear side. We just got back from our first international job.
I
And what
know.
fun was it?
Yay, go us. Yes, yes.
Sorry, I need to say on-site first international job. We have done a virtual
Oh,
one before,
true. Yes.
but yeah, so
Yes, so
there we
our first in-person international job. So it's fantastic.
go.
Yes. So yeah, it was very exciting. So we went to a gorgeous 80-acre property in rural New South Wales. And our client moved there about 12 months ago with her husband. And 6 months ago, she started running retreats at the property. And she'll have up to between like 10, even up to like 25 people per retreat. And they stay for 3 to 4 days at a time. And currently, she's doing all the shopping, the cooking, the planning, the laundry, and the logistics herself. So I was there visiting her with my son in January just for a night. And that's when she was sharing with me some of the challenges she was having about the space and just the whole organization. And she's like, I need you to come. So yeah, 6 months later, that happened. And yes, so that is very exciting. So I don't know, how did you feel like it went?
Well, it went from chaotic bedding piles to a retreat ready system. So we're very excited about that.
Yes.
But we're not going to talk about that today.
No, I know. I'm like excited. I'm like, I'm ready to talk about it, but no, we're not going to talk about it today.
We're
Yeah.
still we're still processing it.
Yes,
Let's put it that way.
that's true. We are. So do keep an eye out on Instagram and Facebook as we will be sharing more about this project really soon.
For
So
sure.
talking about curating, one thing that we have been working on for the last 9 months or so is our website. So this, yes, has been an ongoing project, and it's almost ready to launch, along with our blog called Space Between the Chaos.
I
Uh,
love that name, Meredy.
yes, I know. I love it too. Um, I'll just share really quickly where it came from, but it was actually talking with the kids. I was having dinner with them while I was down in Australia, and I was just sharing with them how the experience doing the in-person organization, and I was just sharing a quote that our client's husband actually said, and it was something around this kind of phrase, and we were like, oh, that's such a great name for a blog. Space Between the Chaos. So we'll let you know and when it is ready to launch, but it will be very, very soon.
Right. We've also just finished another photo book project for a client. So I'm just going to share a little bit because we haven't got permission yet if we can share all of it.
Yes.
So as soon as if we get that, then we will share the whole book with you if you're interested. But this is kind of like, always more like just a coffee table book,
Mm.
mostly photos. And it was just, the photos were incredible and it was really fun to work on. So here it is.
I love the cover. It's so cute.
Yeah,
Penguins
uh,
are amazing, aren't they?
amazing. So it's an adventure to Antarctica, which was really fun.
Yes.
Uh, yeah, I mean, look at these photos.
Absolutely. I mean, it certainly was a pleasure to work on this project because the photos were just so incredible, and it
Just
was,
so
yeah,
beautiful.
yeah, and it's such a thing that, not a lot of people get to do. So it was,
This
yeah,
one was my favorite.
yeah, I know. I love that one. Those cute little fluffy penguins. Yeah.
Anyway, so that was a lovely project that we just finished. And if you would like us to help you finish any of these projects kind of thing and in photos, let us know
Yeah.
because we do a good job.
Yes, we
If I
do.
say so
We
myself.
absolutely we do. Yeah, fantastic, fantastic. And so what
All
about
right.
on the Connect side of things?
Yes. So let's go to Connect because this is really what we want to talk about today because
Yeah,
it's something that we both love and we do. And so, did you know that July 2nd was the halfway point for the year?
I
I
did.
did.
I did know it was halfway point of the year. It was halfway day because we know I've talked about it before. I love Gretchen Rubin and her podcast Happier. And so they talked about it on their podcast, and kind of hard to believe. Well, we're nearly at the end of July now, but so it wasn't that long ago that we were now we're over the halfway point of the year. So I had a calendar reminder as well. I love to use my Google Calendar. And so it was really a good time to kind of reflect on how the year's going and look at the word of the year, 26 or 2026, and any other goals, projects, or intentions that we set at the beginning of the year. So, shall we start with our words of the year?
Yes. So mine was gift, my
Okay.
word. What
Okay.
was yours?
Mine was spaciousness.
All
Um,
right.
yeah, yeah. So, how have you been thinking about your word, and then why maybe you chose it at the start of the year, and then kind of 6 months in, how are you feeling about it? You connected to the word? Do you feel like it was the right word? I don't know how yeah, just your thoughts about it.
All right. So on reflection on that, my word hasn't been front and center this year.
Okay.
Um, I actually had to go back into my notes to
Mhm.
figure out what my word was. So
Right.
in December when we did it, in January it was January when I came up with my word. So it made me think about why was that? Like
Mm.
why did I have to go back? Because I was like, what was my word?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So, and in the past, some years the word has just really stuck and it's just been great, and other one not. So,
Yeah.
thinking back about it, for me, in the past, we used to have these bracelets made. You
Yeah.
remember that, Mary?
We did.
Yeah,
We did. Yeah.
we had a little
Lovely.
bracelet with a
Mm.
little like it was round, and we had our word, and I wore that through the year, and that was awesome because every time I looked at it my word came up, and
Mhm.
so it was became more intentional with having it, right? So I think for me visually it was in I needed that, and
Yeah.
I didn't set up that system at the beginning of the year to have my word
Mm.
moving for me. What
Yeah.
about you?
Yes, I did remember my word. And the reason why is that I've got it right here. I made in Canva a little screensaver on my iPad.
Oh, such a great idea. Look at that.
Oh, it just vanished.
Oh, it's
Yeah,
gone.
there we go. Yeah.
Oh,
So every day when I open my iPad, I see it. So I had the word and then the fact that it was so spaciousness. And I wrote, is the quality of having plenty of room, openness, or ease, whether in a physical space, your schedule, or your inner life. So my little mantra around it was create simple systems so my days feel spacious, content, and connected to what matters most. And I
and has
do,
that worked?
yeah, I do love it. I was saying to you that originally, I wanted to have systems over psychology, but then I was trying to just have a word. But I think in actual fact, sometimes I have had like a little phrase, and I think that would have been, I don't know, not more appropriate, more reflective of the year, because I read this incredible book called The Power of Systems, and it just talks about how sometimes all we need to do is create systems. We don't always need to do a deep dive into the why. There was a great little anecdote in the book where it talked about, a dad coming home and he found himself kind of scrolling on his phone when he felt like he needed to be connecting with his young family when he got home from work. And instead of kind of doing a deep dive into the why and why am I scrolling, why am I doing that, it was like, well, why don't I just set up a system so that I don't do that? So when I come home from work, I go and put my phone or turn it off and put it somewhere else. So it's kind of that
So,
idea.
well, that's an amazing idea, actually. I think we
Mm.
should all take
Yeah.
a look at that,
Yes.
right? We're all guilty of doing things like that. So,
Yes. Yes. And sometimes, yeah, we just kind of go into this kind of the why or the psychology behind something, which I guess sometimes is appropriate, but I do love the phrase. And I do, so it's for me, it's about trying to create systems because everything is really a system, whether it works or it doesn't. So
yes.
yeah, so yes, I feel like my word has been quite present, but I probably would change it um, to systems over psychology, which I can change it, right? There's no rule that I have to keep the word for the year either. So yeah, yeah.
I
So
think
yeah,
the other thing we had a brief chat about this before as well was that um, maybe there was no accountability for me with
mm,
my word gift.
yeah,
So um, Ali Edwards does this. She's the one that does the word of the year, right? Which we
yes,
listen to.
yes, yes.
Uh,
One little word is
one
her.
little word. That's
Yeah.
it. That's her thing.
Mm.
And she does this monthly meetup with these ladies that are part of her group that do that. And I was thinking, oh, that would be good. That would be good, like once a month to get together and like go through the word and how
Yeah.
have we done it and just looking at it in general, I think would be a good thing.
Yeah. I love that idea. And I have in the past watched a few of her because sometimes I think she's recorded them that you can go back and watch. And, they might just spend a bit of time, like, I don't know, journaling about the word or have a few prompts related to the word and even just because one of the things I would like to do that I don't do is reflect on my month. I mean, I have it in my planner, but I never do it because
Yes.
I don't set aside the time to do it. So I think it could be something great that we could start maybe in January. So if anyone is interested in that or joining along, then yeah, do let us know, and we would love to because it would be great for us too. We'd love it. So I think that
Yes,
could be
absolutely.
fun.
That would.
Yeah, yeah, fantastic.
Right. Now let's go to the next one, which was our 26 for 2026. So a
Yeah,
quick recap.
yeah.
How many things have you ticked off? How many things do you want to boot off the list that the beginning of the year they seemed good, but they
Yes.
really not?
Yeah.
And of course, the big thing about these things, the 26 for 26 or 25 for 25, whatever it was, these 25 things or 26 things on the list is that we don't have to finish them all. Because
Correct.
sometimes I feel like coming towards the end of the year, I'm like, oh my gosh, So anyway, let's recap halfway through how we do it.
Yes. Yes. So just quickly, I just wanted to show you this is a book that Gretchen Rubin put out called Design Your Life, and it Design Your Year. I mean, not Design Your Life. And it's just a guide, and she talks about so you can put in like your one word theme in there. They like to create a symbol for their word, which is kind of a cool idea. I've never done it myself. And then you have a obviously a space to then write in your list of things. And then they always do an annual challenge as well. This year they've done Move 26 in 2026, which is like move for 26 minutes a day. Yeah, so I had a look through mine, and my first thought was like, wow, I have not ticked off that many things. Um, I've maybe like ticked off, I don't know, 5 or 6, which I think for halfway through the year is not great. But upon kind of reflecting on the list and the kinds of things that I put on there, there are quite a few items on there that are works in progress. So one of my things was complete 100 golf course walks. So we call it the golf course road here where we live. There's quite a big hill up to the golf course. So I wanted to walk that 100 times. So I am doing that and I'm tracking that and I'm on track at the moment to hit my 100, which is fantastic. So I can't tick it off yet because I'm finished. So there might be, there's another one where I've got this thing where I wanted to listen to more music, and I was talking about Taylor Swift to my daughter and how I haven't listened to all her music. So I had this thing that I would every month I would listen to a Taylor Swift album. So January was her first album, February her second. And I've been doing that. So my Spotify Wrapped is going to be literally all Taylor Swift.
So,
You
and
know,
does
yeah.
she have 26 albums?
No, she has 12. So one every
Okay.
month.
All right, that's what you said. Yes.
Yes,
Okay.
yeah, yeah. So it's listened
One
to.
every month.
Yeah, yeah. So I listen to
That's great.
all the Taylor Swift albums. So, I'm kind of that's a work in progress. Oh, this other one's kind of fun. It was book 26 tickets. So it is to go to 26 things. Now that could be a movie, it could be a show, it could be anything you booked a ticket for. So I have been tracking that as well, and I think I'm up to like, I don't know, 20 or 21 things.
Oh,
Yeah, which you kind of think, oh, I haven't done that much. And you look back and go, oh, actually, oh, I went to that. Or, we love going to the movies. So I added, went to a movie yesterday. So added that on. I might even make a little scrapbook page about it. Yeah. So look, I'm making progress, shall we say.
would that be airplane tickets too? Because you got to book
Oh,
those.
you know what? I did not include that. I could knock off my list now.
Mind you, that you would be finished with that.
Yeah, exactly. No, I didn't actually think about tickets. It was more like tickets to like an event, I suppose, like where
Yep.
you go to something. Um,
Right.
yeah. So
So
I thought,
be a little bit more intentional about doing things like going out for
yes,
a particular reason or
correct.
booking those
Yeah,
and having some date nights or date days.
exactly. And I think sometimes, we could look and think, oh gosh, what have I even done this year? But then, look back at something like that and you're like, oh, actually, I have done quite a few things. Sometimes we just forget. And so
Yes.
kind of being intentional about recording it means that you can then reflect and think, oh no, I did do quite a lot of things this year. So that's
I'm
what
so going to steal that one for next year.
yes.
So going to steal it for next year.
So my suggestion would be I have a little in my Apple Notes, which is where I tend to store these things. I've got a 2027 note already. So if like you think, oh, I want to do that, I just go and add it. Like I had an idea for a word for next year. And so I wrote it down in there. So that might be an idea.
So thank you for that. I
Welcome.
shall start the notes for
Yeah.
2027.
Yeah. How about you? How are you going with your list?
Not too bad, not too bad. One was, I've been on a little bit of a reading slump for
Mhm.
a few years.
Yes.
So this one was also work in progress. So 20, I was like, if I read 26 books,
Mm.
then at least it's
That's a
getting
lot.
there.
I mean, that's like 2 books a month, more than two.
Yeah. So I'm getting there. Some of them are really great books. Some of them are just trashy romance kind of quick read.
Yeah,
But
totally okay.
I'm reading, which
Fantastic.
is great. Last year I didn't do much reading, so that
Yeah.
was
Yeah, brilliant.
my, my intention. The one thing as well is I wanted to be a little bit better about doing looking abundance, like
Mm-hmm.
having a quote. So beginning of this year, I got some cards,
Mm-hmm.
abundance cards, and every morning I take one out,
Oh, that's lovely.
and I'm on track with that. So it's just I want to go through the whole pile,
Yeah,
right? Just it
fantastic.
looks it's a lovely, lovely thing. So a little bit more self-care year, I
Mhm.
think, or trying to
Yeah,
intentionally do
yeah,
that. So
yeah.
yes.
Good.
Um,
I love that.
one thing I put down, which I think I might just keep it for next year,
Mm.
was to do a little course, a more techie kind of course. Like
Mhm.
maybe we need to brush up on this AI thing. And I'm not the techie one, so I struggle with all of these things. But yes, I
Yeah,
was kind of thinking I'll do it this year. But looking at how the year is planning out for the next 6 months, I think it's going to be a little bit busier than it has been. So
yeah,
I might put it up for next year. So it's one
yeah.
of those things I'll boot off and maybe just add it to my 27 list.
Good idea. So you can add it along with the other 26 tickets one.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah,
We'll do that.
yeah, yeah. Fantastic. On that abundance note, one thing that I decided to add into my kind of everyday, similar to, I guess, your abundance cards, was I got an idea from a Substack that I follow called Three Good Things, where she would write down three good things that happen every day. And
Oh,
yeah, and I love a habit stack where you
yes.
basically, you attach a habit to something that you do every day. So every morning I make a pot of tea and it takes 3 minutes to brew. So in that 3 minutes, I open up the journal app on my phone and I write three good things that happened the day before. So that has been a really lovely way to start my day. And I have been consistent with that. So that's fantastic. And then the other thing, which I've done most days, takes a little bit more time, which was to hand write or hand like cursive writing, because I know that's supposed to be good for your brain, for 15 minutes, writing down gratitude, like I'm grateful for statements. So that has been a little bit harder, I think, than writing three good things for 3 minutes. But I really notice when I don't do it.
So could you, when you're writing your three good things, you could do that in cursive instead of
I
on your
could.
phone.
Yeah, yeah, I could. I could.
Stack them again.
Yeah, no, I could. Absolutely, I could do the three good things because often, the things that I've maybe put on my three good things, I will use on my gratitude statements as well. I
Right.
guess, part of me kind of like it's kind of fun to look on my phone and I can see and it tracks the streak. Whereas when I just hand around my notebook, I'm not necessarily tracking it that way. So, and you can add, if you want to add photos or like a location, and you can do other things like that too. So I guess it's a more visual reminder and it's quick and easy. And yeah, I guess it helps us, stay present, stay in gratitude more, or even appreciation. So I was listening to something the other day. Sometimes gratitude can be, I don't know, not heavy, but see, it's touching my microphone. But you can be in the spirit of appreciation. Sometimes can be a little lighter than gratitude. So that's always something to think about too.
Yeah, for sure. So looking back, um, when we sit and do this planning
Hmm.
that we do for the year, um, how do you feel about that? You
Um,
know, is it something if somebody's never done it, or if
yeah,
somebody like doesn't know what we're talking about, yeah, what does it bring to you? Maybe more than
I think it makes me just more intentional. I think I am more intentional about what kind of mindset I want to have, about the kind of things I want to set out to do in the year. And I mean, it's still, as I say, if I don't do some things, like that's okay. But I think it really helps my mindset and yeah, keeps me. I mean, I think I'm a fairly positive person anyway, but like everyone, you can get caught up in thoughts in your head. And so it just, yeah, keeps me accountable as well. I mean, I love to have a little checklist. I love to get my highlighter out and color in a circle. Like that very much appeals to me. So I love to be able to track things. I love to be able to go back and look at the year that's happened. So yeah, I think it just yeah keeps you more intentional and keeps a positive mindset as well.
yeah, for sure. Um, people like, oh, you're setting goals. Some people like setting goals, some people
Mm.
don't, but I think having an overview of the year and setting some goals for the year certainly helps you, um,
Yeah.
especially maybe our time of our lives.
Mm. Yeah,
We don't have children at school and things like that. So
that's right. Yeah, absolutely. We don't have So sometimes we can use those kind of structures, even though we
yes,
don't have kids in school anymore. We can use those structures, the going back to school energy, the start of the new year energy, to help us, move forward and also just to add some structure to our days now that we don't have all those other things going on in our lives.
yeah. So,
Yeah.
so if anybody wants to join us, maybe also beginning of the year,
Yes.
uh, yeah, we might do something together so that get those goals,
Mm,
words, and 27 things for 2027.
I know, exactly. I
Yeah.
think, yeah, that would be, and maybe we do some kind of like workshop where we could come together. And I mean, we need to carve out time for us to do it as well. So it kind of helps us too, doesn't it? If we can
Yes,
set
absolutely.
aside some dedicated time to do it and, 2, 3 hours and we can sit together and brainstorm our word and look at the year that's been. And yeah, I think it'd be really fun. I would find that fun.
It's a little bit of accountability,
It is. It
right?
is. Yeah. Yeah. So
We
anyway, oh,
also,
sorry, I
sorry,
interrupted you.
one more thing we haven't touched about was which we also do at the beginning of the year with all of these things is we do a little bit of a future board.
Yes, true, true. We
So
do.
we kind of add all these things together because they all interconnect.
They are. I
As-
mean, yes, we do love doing our future board. That's a Sarah Centrella thing that she does, her take on a vision board. So it's yeah, finding images for things that you want to have happen. So yeah, we definitely love our future board as well. And that's something we do at the start of the year. So that could be something we could do together as well.
yeah, so lots of future projects.
Yes,
Yay.
yes, yes. So,
Yes,
what is next? So, coming up, we are going to do a deep dive into our first international organising job in Australia. We're going to share more about the process, the successes. So, stay tuned. And I'm sure there might be a few tips. I know I learned some things. So, few tips incoming as well. So, look out for that.
absolutely. So that's it for today. Thank you for listening. Um, you can follow us on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube at Clear Curate Connect, or send us an email at clearcurateconnect@gmail.com. So we look forward to seeing you in the next episode.
And remember, you don't have to do it perfectly.
You just have to take the next simple step. So
Fantastic.
see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.